What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video and another edition of Sports Takeover. Today we are going to dive a little bit deeper into the divisional round playoffs and some of the matchups and predictions and analysis and a whole bunch of stuff. So first things first, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. We're going to be bringing daily content on sports, not only analysis, predictions, just content in general, but we're also going to be doing on this channel different types of customer service, how-tos, success tips, success stories. How are you able to relate to your client? We're going to be doing some different things like that as well. So but first things first, subscribe if you haven't already. And hit that like button, guys. Go ahead and hit that like button now. Let's aim for 20 likes on this video. That'd be awesome. So, looking at the divisional round playoffs this weekend, we have my team, the Colts, going into Arrowhead to play the team that can't seem to win in the playoffs, the Kansas City Chiefs. So, in my opinion, this is the most exciting game of the weekend. The Colts are the hottest team in the NFL right now. There's no doubt about that at all. They've won 10 out of their last 11 games. Frank Reich hasn't played at an all-time level right now. Andrew Luck is doing his thing, playing like an MVP right now. So that's good to see. Going against a team who has had a week of rest now. You got a guy in Patrick Mahomes who is probably going to win the MVP award this year. 50 touchdowns, 5,000 passing yards. How are the Colts going to be able to stop the Chiefs' offense? That seems to be the question that a lot of people are going to be asking, right? How are the Colts going to be able to stop Mahomes? How are the Colts going to be able to sustain Mahomes and, Tyreek Hill and Kelsey and, all these guys? Well, here's a couple ways, guys. Number one, Mahomes can't do it by himself, right? When Mahomes lost Kareem Hunt this year with that incident, he really took a big hit. And what I mean by that is he doesn't have that star running back to really rely on now to be able to kind of take a little bit of that burden off of him. He really has to rely on his arm and playmaking ability to be able to kind of get guys open and be able to use his legs and really kind of just do it on his own. Now, with that being said, the Colts have done a very good job this year of stopping very good running backs. They held Saquon Barkley to under 40 yards. They held Zeke Elliott to under 50. You saw what they did to Lamar Miller and Deshaun Watson last week in Houston with the wild card round. They've been very, very good against running backs this year. So I think the Colts will have that portion of the game under control. The only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is with Mahomes' ability to move outside of the pocket. That basically means that the guys are going to be covering the receivers for a larger amount of time. They're going to be spending more breath and more energy on covering these guys and running with them. And you have a guy like Tyreek Hill who seems like the Energizer Bunny. That doesn't seem like a good formula for success for the Colts. So I can see them definitely making some big plays this game just by that fact alone. I think the Colts, one of their keys to the game is going to be limiting the big plays of the Chiefs. Obviously, with Mahomes being able to scramble and get outside the pocket and find guys, and with that point I just made, the Colts cannot allow big plays in this game. They cannot. 2, I would say, would be max. You can live with 2. You got to kind of expect some stuff is going to happen with Mahomes, but you cannot allow more than that. That's going to be a disaster if they're able to do that. Another key to the game for the Colts, I think, in order to pull this one out, is they have to establish the run game. Last week they had a franchise record for Marlon Mack for rushing yards in the game, so that was awesome to see. They were really able to just kind of control the time of possession and the clock. They were able to keep Houston off the field. So I think if we're able to establish a run game with Marlon Mack and we're able to control the time, the possession, we're able to keep their defense on the field, making them more tired, which their defense is not not very good, and we're able to keep Mahomes off the field, keep him less hot throughout the game, that's going to be a big key for the Colts. I think you really want to make sure that you're not getting into a shootout with this team, because obviously they can put up points and whatnot. So really got to make sure that you're converting on your third downs, you're converting on first and second downs with your run game, getting 4 to 5 yards a pop, and that way you can set it up for an easier third down conversion. So those would probably be my 2 biggest keys to the game. I think we all know that Mahomes is going to kind of do his thing this weekend. He's probably going to have a couple big plays. But at the same time, with the way that the Colts defense has been playing as of late, I think we have a really good shot at pulling this one out. So my prediction for this game, guys, is going to be Colts 34, Chiefs 31. I'm picking the Colts in the upset. I don't think that the Chiefs have what it takes to not only stop Luck in this running attack, but I don't think they have the ability to get pressure on Luck with our offensive line, and I don't think that their defense is going to be able to stop Andrew Luck. He's been carving up defenses like a freaking Thanksgiving turkey lately, and this weekend, all he's going to be able to do is just add some gravy, right? That was super stupid, so just don't even laugh at that. But so 34-31 Colts. Jumping into the other game on Saturday, we got the Dallas Cowboys at the Rams. This one's going to be a little bit easier to predict for me, to be honest. I'm going to pick the Rams by a large margin, to be honest. The Cowboys, I would say they have a shot, just because at any point in any game, anybody can have a shot to win. But at the same time, the Cowboys cannot put up the points that the Rams can. So, when you're talking about what the Cowboys need to do in order to pull this upset out on the road in LA, there's a couple different things. They need to, one, make the Rams one-dimensional, okay? So they need to either take away Todd Gurley completely, and that's in not only the running game, but the passing game as well. Or, if they're not able to do that, they need to take away Jared Goff and his receivers. You cannot let the Rams, have all their weapons ongoing and being high at the same time. You either need to take out Gurley of the game, or you need to pressure Goff and make him be under duress the whole game and get some pressure and get some sacks on him. So I think they need to have a specific game plan when they go into the LA, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do it, but I think you can at least get the mindset of, okay, this is what we need to do in order to slow this team down. Because obviously when the Rams get Todd Gurley going, that enables them to open up play-action passes for the receivers. That enables them to, have the cornerbacks bite on, the play actions, to where the receivers are just running down the field and they're wide open for touchdowns. So that's one thing that the Cowboys need to do. Another thing that they need to do, this is kind of a side key, but I think they do need to get a lot of pressure on Jared Goff. Whether your key to the game is stopping Todd Gurley or not, they need to get pressure on Jared Goff. You need to have a bunch of different blitz schemes. You need to blitz Jared Goff a lot in this game. The Cowboys have a very good defense, so they need to take that to their advantage, and they need to use their players wisely in this game. When Jared Goff is under pressure, he is a completely different quarterback. So you want to make sure that you get a lot of pressure on him, so that way he's not able to just sit back there and carve up defenses, the way that he has in the past. So with that being said, I don't think that they're going to be able to do that at all. I really don't. I'm going to pick the Rams in this one. I'm going to pick them Rams 38, Cowboys 21. I don't really think it's going to be too close, guys. But let me know down in the comments on the first 2 games who you guys think's going to win, what your predictions are. And, if the Cowboys are going to want to pull the upset out on the Rams, what do you guys think that they're going to specifically need to do in order to make that happen? So that's going to be the comment question of the day. What's your guys' keys to the game for the Cowboys in order for them to get the W? Now, with the NFC games, the Sunday games, we got the Chargers are going into Foxborough. This one's kind of a toss-up for me. The Patriots have not been playing too well as of late. You know, Tom Brady looks like he's his age now. He's not been able to do what he has been in years past. At the same time, the Patriots are a completely different team at home in Foxborough than they are on the road. So, you know, the Chargers, though, they do have a very good team this year. I think they are actually for real, unlike they have been in years past. You know, a couple keys for the Chargers that I think that they need to do in order to take this one in Foxborough. Number one, they have to establish the run. They have to use Melvin Gordon, and they have to use him a lot. When he has a lot of touches in the game, they have a lot of success. And that doesn't necessarily mean they just need to hand the ball off to him and run it down their throat. They can do some screen passes to him. They can have some halfback wheel passes to him. They got to get him involved because he is a huge playmaker and a huge reason for why they've been very successful this year in LA. So that would be my first key to the game for the Chargers. The second one is their defense. Now, I think if their defense is able to get pressure on Tom Brady, that's going to say a lot. Tom Brady is not the same quarterback when he's under pressure. So if they're able to come up with some different blitz schemes and you know, get some pressure on Brady, I think they're going to have a very good shot at this game. You know, if they can get some pressure on him and force a couple of turnovers, I think they're going to have a very good shot to win this game. So my prediction for this game, guys, dun dun dun, drum roll please, the Chargers are going to pull this one out in Foxborough. I'm going to go 27-24 Chargers with the upset on the road, taking the Chargers to the AFC Championship game to play the Indianapolis Colts. Now, last game of the weekend, we have the Philadelphia Eagles going on the road to the New Orleans Saints. Now, you can look at this a couple different ways. You can say to yourself, the Eagles shouldn't even be in the playoffs right now. They barely squeaked in. Nick Foles, there's no way he's going to be able to match what Drew Brees is going to do at home in the playoffs. The Saints should blow them out. They should absolutely dominate in this game. Well, hold your horses, folks. Think about what happened last year. Think about what happened in the playoffs when they went on that run. They were on the road a lot. Nick Foles was able to kind of do his thing, take that team on the road, and win some ball games. Not saying that's going to happen this year, because I don't think it will, but not saying they don't have a shot either. But the Eagles' keys to the game, guys, I think is going to be a couple different things. I think, number one, you really, really want to get pressure on Breeze. That's kind of key A. And then key B for that first point, after you're getting pressure on Breeze, you really want to be physical with their wide receivers and their tight ends. You do not want to let them, especially a guy like Michael Thomas, get off the ball and beat you down the field, because Drew Brees is going to find you in a heartbeat. So bump them at the line of scrimmage, be physical with them, use as much to your advantage as you possibly can. Don't let them get past you 5 yards without touching them. You cannot afford to let Michael Thomas run behind you, or any of these linebackers, or Kamara for that matter, because he's a fast little motherfucker. So those would be my kind of two keys for my first point there. Number two, on offense, the Eagles, it's gonna be a test. Obviously, you have Nick Foles, who's not the greatest quarterback in the world, but he's able to kind of do some things. Okay, so I think if they are able to get Nick Foles going early with some short passes, whether it's just some halfback screen plays or just some short passes to the the tight ends, I think that's going to kind of get his confidence up in the game to where he's able to kind of make those deep throws later in the game and get some guys open. So I think you really want to get Nick Foles going early, and I think you also want to make sure that you're using your play action as best as possible. When the Saints linebackers bite, they bite hard. So you gotta make sure to use that play action, and you gotta make sure you take advantage of it when you get them to bite. When it's all said and done, guys, I think for this game, my prediction is going to be Saints 38, Eagles 31. I think it's going to be a lot closer game than people are going to give them credit for, but I do think the Saints are going to pull it out, which would have the Rams going to the NFC Championship game against the Saints, guys. And that would be played in New Orleans the following week. So that's going to do it for this video, guys, and this edition of Sports Takeover. Again, let me know down in the comments who you guys are going to be picking for this weekend. Comment question of the day is going to be specifically for the Cowboys. What do you think that the Cowboys have to do in this game against the Rams in order to pull this victory out? Again, guys, make sure to like this video. We're going to be uploading every single day, if not every other day. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to turn that notification bell on so you don't miss any future videos. Until then, guys, it's been awesome.